welcome back from your favorite Hot at Howard girls. We are back with our second pillow talk, and we're about to get spicy like y'all got spicy with us on Twitter and on Instagram. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video, and please be prepared for our next video where y'all can drop more questions. But without further ado, we're about to get right into it. My name is Oneekah. I am a senior programming intern for Hot at Howard.
I'm Fatou, and I'm the assistant PR director for Hot at Howard.
Hey, I'm Kayla, and I'm a sophomore programming intern for Hot at Howard.
Hey y'all, I'm Destinye, and I'm a freshman PR intern for Hot at Howard.
Hey guys, I'm Nahkai, and I'm a sophomore programming intern for Fatou. Howard.
Okay, so you guys have met the team. We're just going to get right into it. We know that y'all want to know what we thought. And don't worry, we're going to give you all the tea. We are not holding back at all.
No holds barred. No
listen,
holds barred.
Period. So we're going to get right into it. So what's the first question?
All right. So the first question, the subject was platonic relationships. And it says, this question isn't about romantic relationships, but how do you let go of a friendship or acquaintances that no longer serve any good purpose? I'm gonna keep it a stack because they're all way nicer than me, but it ain't nothing to cut somebody off, okay?
All right.
Like, at the end of the day, like, you always should protect your energy, and if something doesn't serve you, you're not wrong for letting it go. Like, you must always put yourself first.
For sure.
Yeah.
Life's all about growing and evolving, and sometimes things have to be let go in order for you to grow and evolve. So it's just, you just gotta realize, like, it's gonna happen whether you like it or not, and it might hurt, but you can cherish those memories. But
it's better to do it of your own accord as well.
Yeah.
Like, and also acknowledge, like, not so much that, like, it just has to be a cutoff, but that they did serve a purpose in your life at one point,
right.
and they were important to you at one point, and, like, some people just grow apart. So you just have to be, like, cognizant enough to understand where you need that growth and where you need that separation in order to move on to a new chapter in your life that could show you so much better.
Okay, second question. Okay, this one, the subject is relationship advice. What do you do when a guy starts flaking after 2 months?
Move on.
Flake 2.
Not flake 2. Get a new man.
You
It ain't nothing to cut that
want
off.
you.
Snip,
You
snip,
let him
ho.
go.
Snip, snip, ho.
You don't want him either. It's
Period.
very simple.
It's very simple.
You're never an
Like,
option. You should never be.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, like, we need to learn how to match energies. Like, I feel
Right.
like as women, we tend to always try to, like, pick up a man's slack.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, like, that's what we see we're strong women, so we're always, like, expected to just, all right, well, if I'm not getting what I need to be what I need, and also what he needs.
Right.
No, honey, we're matching energies all 2019, okay?
No,
Yeah.
really.
If a man is flaking, listen, get him some head and shoulders and go about your business. You need to be able to discern whether, like, you need to be able to discern whether someone is just, like, being a bit inconsistent but still making effort, and just not being considerate of your feelings, okay?
You can't force
Because
anybody to mess with you. You
Period.
cannot force anyone to devote time, energy,
Right.
patience. You cannot. You
Boys come, like, they go after what they go after. Like, trust me,
And
you'll
even though
know.
they may not say it, they're definitely gonna act like it. So if a dude is showing you different, he's showing you you're not a priority, deprioritize him
Prioritize yourself.
and secure a bag.
Yeah.
That too.
Life is gonna, at the end of the day, throw you around, and it's gonna take reins over what you decide to do. So you're gonna be disappointed if you wait around for somebody to act the way that you want them to act. You have to take control of the situation and do what you need to do for your own best interest. Point blank. Period.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Exclamation mark.
I can read it.
Gotcha.
The subject is relationship advice, and the message is how to know when someone starts to try to ghost you.
Someone tries it.
Tries or they do.
Tries or they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
someone
well,
starts to try to ghost you.
once you notice somebody's kind of being a little less consistent with how much they see you
Talk
or
to you.
contact you, you know, just
Right.
make that effort. 9 times out of 10, yeah, they may be ghosting you, but also people do go through their own things.
Right.
So at times, yeah, I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Something may be really wrong with that person, and before you, like, look into the relationship and talking aspect of it, you also need to be a good friend and a good person and just check in. Now, if you notice that they're still on social media, still kind of living their life as normal and kind
Right.
of just not dealing with you the same way, you need to leave Casper alone and go about your business. Because one, you don't need to be like somebody's second option, and you don't need to be feeling like you're inconveniencing somebody for trying to talk to them and continue the relationship as you knew it to be while they're over here just doing them and not taking you into consideration.
Yeah.
Definitely know what type of person you're messing with from the
Yeah.
beginning, because that's gonna let you know like what behavior is normal and what behavior you need to like watch out for. So
True.
Exactly.
Especially in
Yeah.
college.
Yeah.
Especially in college.
Exactly. Because like everyone's gonna look out for their own self-interest.
Definitely.
And not to sound bad, but no one really owes you an explanation
Exactly.
for why they do what they do. So you just kind of have to have thick skin and just understand, well, if this person is gonna fend for themselves, I need to fend for myself. So I need to put myself first. Like, don't lose yourself in trying to please
Trying to find
somebody,
somebody else.
find somebody,
Especially not
entertain
men.
somebody.
Yeah.
And especially not at this young age that we're at, or even just in later on in life. Like, if somebody's not giving you that same energy, they don't need to be. You don't need to devote no energy to
Yeah.
them.
Exactly.
It's okay if you don't find your husband in college, boo. It's okay.
Not to
Like,
like, these
yeah.
men ain't husbands. when
Howard
they
is
in
not a
college.
different world. As much as we would love it to be a different world, it's not. It's okay. Like,
We're not gonna find our Dwayne here.
yeah,
Not
and
time.
Dwayne is not here. Okay,
Definitely not.
he's not here, and that's okay.
I found my
Partiality.
Dwayne though, y'all. I'm sorry.
I'm locked.
I'm different.
I haven't
But
found mine.
just it's a rarity because a lot of guys are finding themselves and kind of going through that phase of, well, I want to do what I want.
Yeah.
So while trying to navigate that, you also need to protect your energy. So if you realize that somebody isn't giving you the same devotion that you're giving and they're not just being consistent with you, do what you got to do for you.
Yeah.
You come first. In the same way they're working on them and like looking out for their self-interest, you need to do the same for yourself. And if that means leaving him alone, to leaving him high and dry to his own devices, that's what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Right.
Period.
So the next subject is relationship advice, and she or he said, well, I'm gonna guess it's a she. Why do they gotta act up?
Yeah, I got that one. I'm
listen.
not part of this.
I don't know. You tell me. I think we're all, trying to figure out because what the gag is. So you come to Howard, and Howard has some of the most beautiful women in the world. Point blank. Period.
Look around this room.
And like you okay,
around
and you about your business. Like you're smart. You're focused.
And all that
like
entices these young men out
yes,
here.
and they can't focus. They really can't. Like it's just too much. They've never seen
No
anything
option.
like
That's
this.
not an excuse though.
It's not an
100%
excuse.
not an excuse.
But they've never seen anything like this, so it's so easy for them to be like, oh, she doesn't
Tempted.
matter right now, and I can just do
They're
what I
sampling.
want.
And then I'll come back.
Yeah, I'll come
yeah,
back.
like you ever did a cake tasting?
Yeah.
Literally. That's what they do.
Look, I like
Until
that.
they find their flavor
I like
to get
this,
to the
and
window.
I like that one
Right.
too.
That's the perfect analogy.
is
Their
Wow.
appetizers, their tapas. They want to try a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And now that doesn't make it okay. But again,
Yeah.
people are gonna look out for their own self-interest
Exactly.
at all
You
times.
better
Okay.
get your cake and eat it too, sis.
Yeah,
Okay?
so
Right.
at the end of the day, not to say you need to match guys' energy, like, and just kind of like sample a bunch of guys, because at the end of the day, hurting feelings is never okay.
Yeah.
Right.
However, you don't need to put your eggs all in one basket right now. The same way
They're not.
Yeah, they're not.
That's
period.
so true.
So have your options. Go out on your dates. Secure your little bags, okay? If you gotta have a couple dates for Valentine's Day, do you? Just have them in rotation if you must.
Look, when you come home, just change and go back out.
Never the same outfit though.
Never the same outfit.
Not the same outfit though.
You can change the wig too if you really feeling
Yes,
spicy.
period.
You know?
Change the whole eye look.
Really, the lip.
Bright pink in the day, smoky in the night.
All right.
People should.
Okay, because at the end of the day, these young men, at the end of the we always give it to the men, but it's 2019. People are going to be people.
Yeah.
And people are going to do whatever they want to do.
It's our generation.
So you need to do
It
what
is
you
our
want to do.
generation.
Exactly. And loyalty is a fleeting thing. So, like, acting up is something, like, not to say you expect, but you need to brace yourself and be prepared for it. Because going into
Right.
things with rose-colored glasses and being naive is only going to lead to heartbreak. And if you can
Right.
save yourself by just knowing a little better and being cognizant of how people are, just do that and have that reality check within yourself first and foremost before entering to anything with anybody. Period.
Oh, okay, I read it. Okay, this one says, I broke up with my girlfriend to give myself time to learn more about myself. We still talked every day, played myself, and she said she wanted us to get back together, but she supported my decision. Now she's with someone else, and I'm hurt as hell. Am I wrong for feeling this way? Oh, and she still talks. No, she still expects us to talk every day. In her words, we have a different type of relationship no one else can replace. She doesn't want to lose me.
You wrong.
She's very wrong.
No, he's wrong.
Wait.
He's
We don't
wrong.
know. She We don't know
Yeah, well,
the situation.
your ex-girlfriend, is not wrong. You were wrong for continuing the conversation and feeling away after she has chosen. Well, that's my perspective.
I don't feel like anybody is. If you decide you don't want to be with somebody, they're not obligated to like continue anything with you.
That's
like
true.
she has, just like you wanted to work on yourself. Like she
Maybe
has
she
the right to
needed
do
that
whatever
time.
she wants to do.
Yeah.
So to be upset that she moved on,
And it's partly your fault because you continued to talk to her. So you didn't, like, you're allowing dormant feelings to continue to fester and X, Y, and Z on your part. And she's really trying to give you that space to grow while still, like, wanting to talk to you, just, like, to check on you. Because y'all obviously I'm assuming y'all had a friendship beforehand.
yeah.
So she's looking at you as a friend and trying to check in with you, but you're taking it well below and above all that. Like, just, sweetheart, you dragged it. Because at the end of the day, it's like you have no right to be upset with her for doing what she wants to do after you've taken this time and you're the one who ended the relationship in the first place. You need to take that time to grow, and maybe it wasn't the best idea. Like you said, you played yourself. To continue talking to her, knowing that growth also does require a certain degree of isolation from people.
But my thing is, it says the girlfriend expects them to talk every single day.
And if she has
so
a
it's just
boyfriend,
like, are you
that's
really
not
over
it.
the relationship?
Right.
Like, what are you?
But if he broke up with her, then probably not.
Yeah.
So then why are you in
if
another
it's
relationship?
already
talking.
Yeah, but he also says that they were talking every day, like, beforehand. So I don't know if it was always her idea. But now that she's in a relationship, she still expects them to talk every day. And I feel like it may just be, now playing devil's advocate, it may just be because she doesn't want him or her to feel bad about the fact that she's with somebody else. Like, she still wants to keep that friendship without making them feel isolated because she's now in a new relationship because they kept talking for so long.
I guess so. Yeah.
I always play devil's advocate because at the end of the day, I play games for fun.
I think once you break up with somebody, y'all should not be talking every day.
I agree.
Give y'all need some time to regroup, get your lives back together without one another, and then maybe y'all can come back and be friends.
Yeah.
But once y'all, like, as soon as y'all break up, that's not it, because what was the point of breaking
coming
up?
from somebody
If you're still
who-
gonna talk.
Yeah, coming from somebody who was in a very deeply committed relationship before my current relationship, whenever me and my ex broke up, we would still continue to talk.
It's hard to.
It's very
hard.
it's like that's somebody you talk to every day
Yeah, it's
about
very
everything.
hard to
Every
go
day.
cold
gotta
turkey.
do.
It's
It really
hard.
is.
It's just
So,
something
like,
you gotta do, though.
Yeah, but it's something. I agree. I definitely agree.
Especially for your mental health. 'Cause
Exactly,
It'll
'cause,
mess
like,
you up.
exactly.
Stay talking to them.
But if you were in a relationship and you isolated yourself from like all your friends, all your family because
that's
you
the
were
only
so
thing I
infatuated in that relationship, and now he's gone, it's gonna be so hard
Mm-hmm.
to figure out like how do I get reacclimated with my friends, like how do I come back into these spaces and feel normal, and he's not like a part of my identity, especially when you've been in a long-term relationship, like your boyfriend becomes a part of your identity. So I can understand why it's hard for her to just like completely just
Let
cut
go.
you off, because in some way, shape, or form, like you're a part of who she is, like you're a part of how she views
Views the world.
herself. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely, I 100% agree with that. 100%.
But
So-
if you're wrong for feeling that way, you're not wrong for being hurt, because obviously
Right.
y'all were in a long-term relationship, and it's not going to be easy to see her move on.
course. But you were wrong for continuing to talk to her while you were trying to like get
for
your life
sure.
together and get yourself together.
For
'Cause
sure.
you need a certain degree of isolation in order to grow really from certain things. Because at the end of the day, if you're like talking to somebody from your past, and especially from a past relationship,
Past
like
habits
friends,
come up.
past habits come up, and you don't really let yourself grow beyond what that person knew because you're still interacting with them as that old person.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate to say, but you do need to isolate yourself in a sense in order to really reach your full potential of growth in certain situations.
Hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah, I
A lot
hope
of
so.
different
And I hope that
viewpoints.
you guys can have a sit down and talk about your situation
Yeah.
fully.
Yeah.
And respectful manner.
Yeah, in respect, like in regards to her relationship and
Right.
you guys' past relationship, because this is something you do need to talk to her about. These feelings, because leaving them dormant will just lead to one thing turning into another, and we don't want no cheating scandals on Howard's campus because
Well, we
Twitter
already
will be
got
all
him.
over that. Well, yeah. Well, listen, I don't want it to be y'all though. Okay.
Okay, great.
All right. So the subject was the tale of two niggas. I applaud your creativity, darling. So it says. So, I've been messing with this guy since the end of September. We established in the beginning that we don't want a relationship, but we're a lot more serious now. The other day I slept over with a guy before I met my current nigga. We didn't have sex, but we did some things, LOL. Should I feel bad or no? Do I continue with the side nigga or not? Oh, honey, you're doing a lot. Okay?
I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, you're
No, I think what she's saying is, okay, so there's this dude that they clearly established, like,
that they didn't,
we're
like,
not
wanna do
serious, but we're
X, Y,
still
and
gonna
Z.
fuck with each other.
And
And
then
then
it
she
became
went back to
something-
a nigga she used to know.
Yeah, but
who she
apparently it
used to-
became very serious with this guy that she wasn't supposed to be fucking
It
with.
was
Right.
more serious.
Yeah.
Right.
And then she went back to some old nigga and did some things.
Right. While she's still
She
serious
get
with
head,
the current.
but what did she get?
Listen, sis, if you got some head, that's no problem.
Yeah, sometimes you just need that. All jokes aside, sometimes you really
No,
need
but
that.
honestly, I wouldn't say you need to feel bad because you're not in a clear-cut relationship right now.
Right.
So you don't owe nobody anything.
Yeah.
Do you? Because at the end of these niggas are gonna do them.
Yeah.
Okay? But
Yeah.
considering the fact that it's a little more serious, there may be feelings involved on his part, so I feel like you should be honest about the situation. Even though it may hurt him, you don't ever want it to come to a point where he finds out from any means other than
You don't
yours.
want anybody to be
This
able to
video.
speak on you.
Right,
Exactly. You don't want anybody to
And you
speak
need
on
to keep it
True.
clear with the guy that you went back to that was just it, or if you're going to continue to do it. Now, I'm not going to encourage you to continue with this other guy
But if
because you
you
have
do-
something serious with this other guy. These two dudes. But if you do,
Right.
be safe and be careful. Not just with your body, but with the fact that you may be talked about. And, you know, situations do come up. Guys do speak.
They
and guys,
talk. First
they
of all,
talk a lot. They talk a lot
like
more than
chattel.
women.
Yeah.
They talk more than women.
Lot more
So
than
to save yourself the heartache of reputation demise,
Yeah.
just be careful with how you utilize, you know, that precious gift between your legs, okay?
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you and a guy may do X, Y, and Z, and he'll run and tell you it was A, B, and C.
Really.
All right, like
Yeah.
guys just tend to say anything that serves them. So you never want anyone to find out. Like at the end of the day, if he gave you some head, it's gonna sound way better that he actually hit than he just gave you some head.
Yeah.
So that may turn into the rumor that is heard around. So just be careful
They
with
be
what you do
chatting.
and who you do it with.
Be chatting.
I am a very monogamous person, so I always agree do one thing with one person and keep it that way. But not everybody lives their life that way, and I will never judge nobody
Yeah,
for
that's
doing
okay.
that
Yeah.
because you can do whatever you want to do. What's yours is yours. Your body is yours. But just be careful in what you do and understand the implications of what you're doing
Yeah.
Your
because
actions
it
have
comes
effects.
talk, it comes emotions and all that, and you don't want to hurt this other guy who apparently you're kind of progressing toward a relationship with. And you also don't want to hurt this guy that you did X, Y, and Z with because you don't know if there's feelings involved either. So if you're going to continue with the two, be careful and keep them very separate. Or if you're going to continue with the one that you're apparently getting more serious with, be honest.
I feel like at this
And cut
point-
things off with the other guy completely because you don't want dormant things to come up and then, God forbid, something pops up on your phone that he doesn't need to see and then you lose them both.
Yeah, and then you gonna look like a clown.
Mm-hmm. And you don't want no dudes clowning you. It's cute to clown a dude, but a dude
No,
clowning a female.
they go hard. They're like,
Yeah, they go
that
hard.
kinda hurt.
They go off. They make you want to change schools and states.
Right.
Really?
Like, so just be careful.
Identify what you want.
Exactly.
What you-
Yeah.
And be
like,
clear
really
in what you
identify
want. Like,
it.
really, like, because at the end of the day, no one likes a flip-floppy kind of girl.
Yeah.
Because then that just opens more problems. And then you might end up with a third dude in the equation, and that's too much. So just be clear on what you want within yourself. Like, not from the guys, but within yourself. Like, do I want to take somebody serious right now? Do I want to just kind of hook up? Do I kind of just want to date around? Like, just know what you want
Right.
before you start.
And don't let
considering.
anybody confuse you into getting into something that you don't want. If you do
Exactly.
not want a relationship and he wants a relationship,
make that
you
clear.
need to like put your foot down. Like, no, that's not what I want.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to be manipulated into a position or a situationship or a relationship or whatever that you had no intention on getting into in the first
and
place.
that's how feelings get hurt.
But also, y'all have just been talking since the end of September. I feel like he has no space to really get too upset with you because y'all aren't dating. It's been really long. Y'all are still in the talking stage.
Yep, y'all
It's not
haven't
like y'all
established
engaged
anything.
and y'all
So you don't
get
owe him
married.
anything.
Hello?
But by the same token,
Y'all not even boyfriend and girlfriend.
yes, but there may be feelings involved. And
Oh.
it's very
Yeah.
But
and
it
at the
might
end-
not be too many.
But that's
It's
our
not
generation. Like, we
official.
want the benefits, but not the title.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, you also need to understand that this is someone you've been dealing with for a long time, and y'all have obviously shared some experiences.
Okay.
So with the idea of shared experiences, you also need them to know what you're doing in order for their safety. because we don't want nobody running around having to go to clinics. Okay,
Yeah.
we're trying to cut the stigma out, but it does start with us. So we need to be aware of our health and be open with these conversations amongst each other, because this is how STD rates become so high, by being scared to just voice what's going on in your life. Because at the end of the day, if you're dating around and hooking up, you need to be clear and precise in saying that, because oral sex is also a safe sex no-no, ingesting fluids is a safe sex no-no, and STDs do get passed around just that way. So even if you did some things may entail a fluid exchange, so just be careful.
Okay, chemistry.
Yes, ma'am.
We still trying to figure everything out, like y'all.
Yeah,
are. Like,
exactly.
don't think because we're sitting in front of a camera or we're in an
experts
organization
in
that we
anything.
know
Everything
that we
And
can
we're not
read men.
experts.
Nah,
We're still learning. We're still growing.
learning.
Whether we're in
Trust
relationships,
me.
situationships, whatever. Like, we're still growing and learning about ourselves, about the people that we're around, the people that we're dating, and we just grow from it. And at the end of the day, you could be 50 years old and still be learning and growing
Facts.
in this world. So don't take everything we say as law,
Yeah.
because this is just based on our experiences. Now, may our experiences mirror at some times? Sure. But just take everything we say as just advice.
Yeah.
Not law,
Not law at
just
all.
advice
Just
for future. Yep,
Yeah.
just
little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
that's exactly why I keep doing this. A little sprinkle of wisdom, just a tad.
Season
Like sprinkle of Jesus, sprinkle of wisdom.
Oh,
That's my app.
that
Yes,
app
ma'am.
goes so hard. It really be shading people. I be like,
On the highest of keys.
I'm best friends with a guy I've known since 3rd grade. In high school, we went back and forth trying to figure out if a relationship was the best next move, but I didn't want to ruin the friendship. Now we're still close, but I can tell he wants more. Is it smart to keep it as it is? There's obviously chemistry, and I'm not trying to block my blessing. So I'm a really firm believer that we can't mess up the friendship, like we're too good of friends. I don't buy that. I just really feel like if the chemistry's there, it's just there. So I know it gets a little tricky, but I think if a friendship is strong enough, even if you do try and like cross that other line, if it doesn't work out, y'all should still have the basis to be able to still be friends, even if it doesn't work out in a romantic sense.
I disagree.
I'm like in between.
Yeah, honestly, the only reason I disagree is because at the end of the day, like, we should never allow our hormones and sexual chemistry to kind of dictate how we feel.
But how do we know
But that's
talk
my-
about sexual
Exactly,
chemistry?
Right.
that's my thing.
You're
Like,
right,
sometimes
but again,
you vibe
chemistry
with
is always
people.
hormonal.
Okay,
Chemistry
that's
is always
that's
hormonal.
valid.
Right.
That's valid.
As a
But-
bio and chem double major, I know chemistry is hormonal, alright? So, what do your hormones tell you to do?
Yes.
Okay? It tells you that you're attracted. And at the end of the day, that's your friend. You don't know what type of person your friend is in a relationship. Okay?
But then, along with that too, whenever you date somebody, you never really know what type of
You
person
never
they're gonna
know.
be.
It's
So
always a mystery.
it's always
Switch up
it's
real
just more of
fast.
a that's true. It's just more of a risk because you already have such a good relationship with that
And
person.
you never
and
want to
like,
damage that.
right.
But
So
you
that's
don't
a-
want to block your blessing. 'Cause
Right.
That could be your husband.
Exactly.
Like, especially when you have that kind of friendship with somebody, I feel like it's very easy because you already know like each other so well. You know what makes that person mad. Like you know what makes them sad. You know what makes them happy. Like so you can bypass that stage of like having to get to know somebody because you already know them. You know what I'm saying? So in that aspect of it, it's very easy to like fall for your friend because it's just it's just.
Because that's the ideal situation. Even when you meet somebody new, you should be working on building a friendship first before you try to build a relationship. So I think personally you should like see where it goes. Definitely step in slowly. But I think it's something that's like worth exploring.
It is.
You only live once.
Yeah.
Facts.
Might as well do it.
I used to hate that saying.
No, really.
But it makes so much sense.
When Drake said it was kind of like...
It was not right, but
Alright.
the white people dragged it on social media.
Yeah, they were doing wild shit. Like, no, that's not what
Dragged
drags.
dragged it. Subject is my friends. ... Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I made the superhero sound. I'm canceling myself. My friends ... or boyfriend. The question is, my friends and my boyfriend don't get along because I told them about what he did that was very hurtful to me. Now they can't get along even though they've only seen him on FaceTime. What do I do? Alright, so I'm gonna come to y'all as my, the relationship guru. Dike, I lied. I've only been in a relationship for a year and some change, but in knowing
And
what
you're
I
at
know,
Howard. That's a lifelong marriage.
I'm pre-married, okay? Just letting y'all know. But as someone who's been in a committed relationship for such a long time, I've learned this, not to say the hard way because I kind of knew this coming into our relationship, but just constantly instilling this in myself, you should always keep your relationship and your friendships and your family relationship separate. Because at the end of the day, they are not obligated to forgive your man for anything. You can forgive him, but they will constantly look at him and see what he did or what you told them. So now if you're with somebody who you can't express like what they hurt you, like how they hurt you, what they did to you, you don't need to be with that person.
That's the problem.
If you can't deal with those things internally, you need to rethink that relationship, because at the end of the day, they're only obligated to deal with you. Your family and your friends are only obligated to have a good relationship with you. And they're gonna have your best interest at heart and look at you like, why are you still with this dude who did X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
And they're not obligated to like this guy, and they're gonna just see what he did. So you need to learn how to deal with things internally. And yes, it may be hurtful to not be able to vent completely to your family and friends about your relationship, but you're not dating your friends and you're not dating your family. You're dating this person. So just be cognizant of that, and just understand that certain things just need to be kept internal within a relationship. You may be able to vent, but vent vaguely.
Yeah.
Because they will never have to forgive your significant other for whatever they did.
True. In certain situations, it depends on the person too.
Yeah,
sometimes you need
if
to
it's
hear
severe,
other
yes, you do need to talk to somebody
people
about it. Like domestic
opinions, for
violence
sure.
and things like that, by all means, do go to somebody.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like little petty arguments and fights and stuff like that, it's best to just really talk to your significant other. If they did something to hurt you, just talk to them.
So a lot of times you'll get over it like really quickly,
and they'll
like,
still be
it'll
mad.
just be a miscommunication. But you tell your moms, and now she's like, "Wow, that's a bastard."
Yep, or you
know,
tell your best friend, and your best friend is constantly throwing shade and telling you like, "Yo,
"Oh, leave him."
Yeah, leave him. And then at the end of the day, you would never like for your man's like bros to tell you, like, be talking about you and stuff, and be like, "Oh, well, let's go to the strip club because they won't do what your girl do," and then your man turn around and cheat. The same principle applies in a way.
Yeah.
So just be mindful of how you talk about your significant other to people, especially in times where y'all aren't on the best of terms. And that's all. And I'm speaking from experience because I keep everything in-house when it comes to my relationship. Yeah, we have our fights and we have our miscommunications, we have our issues, but I never really go into depth about the things we talk about, because I don't ever want anyone to see my boyfriend as his actions. I want them to see him. And that's how you should always want everyone to view your significant other, because you see him, they should all have that opportunity too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty guys, so thank you so much for tuning into our video. We had so much fun dishing with you guys. It's like, you know, we're all kikiing together. So please make sure for our next pillow talk you send in questions through our social media handles, our Twitter, our Instagram, everything else. And we look forward to seeing you guys next time. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and share. You know what to do. From your favorite Hot at Howard girls. Bye guys.
I'm screaming. I always do this shit.
You said, "Oh, I'm screaming." So calm. Can we just blow a kiss instead of like, I'm not coherent enough to do this shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
I just,
Your girl is pre-married, so I got a couple gems to drop. No, listen. STDs are evolving out here. You can catch certain STDs from sitting on toilet seats.
That's why.
Yeah, that's why you squat.
The camera's about to cut.
Ooh.
It's about to be 30 minutes.